Okay, I think we can go ahead and get started. And as I said, Karen, if anyone joins late, we can always just add them in. They can join the fun. So thank you all so much for being here today, this morning, for an energizing yoga session and mindfulness practice with Morgan Zion. Just a quick administrative announcement. Please keep yourself on mute. We are recording this, so we want to be able to hear Morgan's direction crystal clear. So please keep yourself on mute during the class. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Jen Peel, who is a Northwest Hope and Healing board member and the co-chair of our newly created Survivor Advisory Committee. Take it away, Jen.
Thank you, Nels. I see mostly familiar faces. So I'm Jen. I think you all know me. And as Nels just said, I'm a board member at Northwest Hope and Healing and a breast cancer survivor. And I'm pleased that you're all here today for our final session of Weekend of Wellness with an expert. So we're really glad you're here, because without fundraising events like this, Northwest Hope and Healing would not be possible. I think you all know kind of what we're all about, but Northwest Hope and Healing was founded by Christine Smith in 2000, roughly 2 months after she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And the mission that she envisioned then is much the same today, which is to provide immediate financial assistance to local women in need who are battling breast and gynecologic cancer at the Swedish Cancer Institute, and it's with no income qualifications. And since its inception, Northwest Hope and Healing has grown in its reach and now includes, as Nels just mentioned, a survivor advisory committee to help advise the board and to ensure that survivors are a part of the Northwest Hope and Healing mission. And this Weekend of Wellness is sponsored by our committee. So in just a moment, I'm going to turn this over to Morgan Zion, who's going to lead us today in an energizing yoga session and mindfulness practice. Morgan owns her own yoga and fitness business, works with charities, and is a mural painter. We are super excited to have her finish out our Weekend of Wellness expert series this morning. Thank you, Morgan, for being here for the second year in a row, supporting Northwest Hope and Healing and spending about an hour with us. And while Morgan may be the last in our expert series, there is still an opportunity to participate in the virtual 5K before this weekend is over. You can run, you can walk, you can swim, bike, crawl, doesn't matter, however you want to do it. 5K. And if you haven't done that already this weekend, there's still time. And if you want to log your, even though we're talking about K, if you want to log our miles, we do have a challenge out there to do as many as you can over the weekend. So with that, Morgan, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Great. Thanks so much, Jen. How's my volume? Thumbs up if you can hear me.
Sounds great.
Great. Awesome. Yeah, my name's Morgan Zion. I'm over here in downtown Seattle at my little studio, and this is where I'm at every morning and teaching to my clients and my students. As Jen mentioned, I have my own yoga and fitness business where I do teach online. And so this is like my day-to-day, and I'm so happy to get to share it with you this morning. A lot of times when I talk to people about their first moment or their first time taking a yoga class, oftentimes they're like, well, I'm not flexible. There's no way I can do yoga. And there's so many things that can kind of tear you down before you even get started. And just like anything, as we're talking about hope and we're talking about the chance for a new beginning, yoga is the same thing. And every day you wake up, it's a new beginning and it's a new opportunity to see what you feel like. And there isn't a bad or good. It's more just like, how do I feel today? And as you move in your practice, you find yourself aware of what's going on in your body, in your mind, in your spirit. And what that overall encompasses is your presence. And so it doesn't really have to do with being flexible or being really strong or good at yoga. It has to do with your ability to stay present. And when you find yourself wandering and which happens all the time. If you've ever meditated, it's like the hardest thing. I almost fall asleep every time because I'm like, I'm either asleep or I'm highly stimulated and there's nothing in between. Meditation and yoga will bring you to the space of presence where you can actually visually see yourself and feel yourself in your body in the moment and not need to be anywhere else. And that's why yoga is so calming and so peaceful. Even when it's challenging physically, you still are aware of what's happening in your body. So I want you to think about how you might try to do that today. One thing, obviously, is what I mentioned with presence, but another comes with your own intention, like why you're here today. Nobody forced you to be here. You get to be here and you chose that. So now you can choose an intention. It can be something that makes you feel good mentally or spiritually, or it can just be anything all over the board. It can be a color or a part of your body, and you want to think about that. And while you're moving, you want to think about your breath and feel your breath and attach that to your intention. So every time you find yourself wandering, thinking about, oh, I should probably vacuum right now. Where's my passport? I should feed the cat. Instead of that, you bring yourself back to, this is where I am and this is where I need to be. And so I want you to constantly come back to the breath, constantly come back to your intention. And as you move, you might actually find by the end of practice, you're like, wow, I should do this more often. Other than that, let's go ahead and get started in child's pose. We'll take the fingertips forward and the knees out wide. And just go ahead and calm yourself down. You can take your forehead on the mat, kind of massage out the forehead left to right. Take out all of that stress or any tension. Build some awareness on where you are right now. And take a full exhale. And inhale all the way to the top of your breath. And take a full exhale. Another one like that, full inhale. And full exhale. Again, full inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, roll forward to hands and knees, tabletop pose. So we're going to try and inhale through the nose now. So inhale, cow pose, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, cat, round, tuck, and curl. So you're exhaling out of the nose. Again, inhale, cow, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, cat, round, tuck, and curl, chin to chest. Again, inhale, cow, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, cat, round, tuck, and curl the spine. One more like that. Inhale, cow, drop belly, lift gaze. Exhale, cat, round, tuck, and curl. Let's come back to neutral. Take your right arm all the way up toward the ceiling. We'll go ahead and thread the needle, drop down to your right ear and your right shoulder. So you're just kind of laying down on your side. And then if this is fine and you want to go a little bit further, just slide your right arm through the left arm and then reach your left arm all the way forward and toward the right side of your mat. And then start to look up toward your left armpit. If you're already confused, you can just stay in a little bit of an upper twist. So the upper back is kind of getting a nice stretch. And then you're gonna wanna draw your right knee down to the mat a little bit more. Try and level out your hips, engage your core, take a full breath in and a full breath out. Again, full breath in and full breath out. Feels good, right? Left hand down, right arm comes up. So just where you started, right arm reaches up to the sky and then right hand comes down. Let's take the left arm all the way up. And then we'll thread the needle, drop down to your left ear, your left shoulder. Reach your left arm through a little bit further. Remember, you're on your left ear and left shoulder. Then reach your right arm all the way forward. Look underneath your right shoulder. Try and level out your hips a little bit. You'll get a deeper twist that way. If you want a little bit more challenge, walk your right hand over to the left, peek underneath your right shoulder. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring the right hand back. Reach your left arm all the way up toward the sky, and then set your left hand down. Inhale, cow, drop belly, lift gaze. Exhale, cat, round tuck and curl. So we'll come back to that neutral, tuck your toes, lift your knees off the ground, and then send your hips back to downward facing dog. So as you make your way into this first down dog, it doesn't have to be looking like mine. Really, all you want to do is make sure that you're making kind of like an upside down V, and then look at your hands and make sure that the fingertips are all the way down. Sometimes the thumb wants to lift. So I want you to push the thumbs and the first fingers into the ground. Now bend your knees a lot. Take your belly to your thighs to your belly. And then straighten your arms, bring your chin to your chest, and just start to straighten the legs any amount. They don't have to be perfectly straight. Just kind of get into a spot where you feel that length, everything from your hands to your hips, and then your hips all the way down to the heels. And that length as you drive your hands into the mat, pushing your hips back. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Bend your knees and then roll forward into plank pose. You can always just drop to your knees right away. Stay here, push the mat away. Little strength challenge for you. Make sure that your back is flat, your core is engaged, and then squeeze your glutes, push away. Imagine like right at your shoulders, you're making like a rounded space. And then drop your knees down to the ground. Push back to that child's pose. And I'm gonna roll forward onto the belly. All right, so take your fingertips a little bit wider than your mat and then elbows toward the sky. Keep the tops of your feet glued down to the mat. And I want you to engage your legs so your kneecaps lift off the ground. Really, all you have to do is squeeze the muscles in your quads and then in your butt, and your kneecaps will start to lift. Keep the tops of the feet down. Now, elbows high, lift your chest, lift your chin. This is our low cobra pose, chin up a little higher. So you don't want to like wrench your back by pushing your hands down too much. You actually want to use the strength of your legs and core to lift your upper body, and then lower back down. Let's try that again. Inhale, lift, cobra. Exhale, lower. Again, inhale, lift, cobra. And exhale, lower. Nice job. Hands plant, press back to child's pose. We're going to roll forward through upward facing dog. You can just follow me here. So it's almost like you're doing that plank. Now I want you to untuck your toes, lift your thighs and knees off the ground, and push your chest up, bring your chin up, and then push back to downward facing dog. So you can drop your knees down for that, especially if it hurts your low back at all. Just want to be really mindful about how you feel and just kind of react to that. Now let's look forward and step all the way to the top, deep forward fold. Today's practice is going to be focusing on hamstring length and lower back. So if those are two things from sitting all day long that you often feel are kind of like suffering, today's going to be the perfect practice for you. So bend your knees as much as you can and interlace your hands at your neck and then pull down. You're going to feel a great stretch from your hips all the way to the back of your skull. Drive your chin to your chest. And I don't know about you, but for me, from my mid back all the way to my neck, feels like, whew, and there's no words to describe that sometimes. Sometimes it's just, whew, a little bit of a relaxation, maybe a lot of stretch. And then go ahead and release that. Take your left hand down. Keep your knees bent just for a moment. Reach your right arm all the way up to the sky, and then take your right hand around the back. Now, if you want a little bit more challenge and you're like, okay, I can do this, right leg straightens, but keep your left knee bent, look past your shoulder. For 4 deep breaths, 3, 2, and 1, bend your knees. All right, come back to that forward fold position. Now, right hand comes down, left hand comes up toward the sky, and then left hand all the way around the back. So if you want to take it a little further, you're straightening the left leg, looking past your shoulder. And what I want you to think about is, and it's not about the amount of stretch you get, it's what feels good to you, okay? So be aware of your body. Bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, create a flat back, crown of the head forward. Exhale, forward fold. Rise all the way to stand, 1 vertebra at a time. When you get all the way to the top, lift your arms above your head. Bring your hands to heart space. Shoulders down the back, standing up tall and proud. And this is the time where you close your eyes and you build some awareness around your practice, like why you're here today. Remember, it's not about being flexible. It's not about being strong. It's about being present in yourself. And if those are things that are part of your intention, then that's your choice. To be aware, and every time you wander in your mind or you're somewhere else, come back to the breath and come back to this thought. Good. Lift your arms above your head. Let's take a side bend. Reach to the right, push your hips to the left. Drive your left heel into the ground. And then inhale, reach back up to stand, and we'll take it to the other side. So side bend to the left, hips push over to the right. I know this is tough. Inhale, lift up, and then we're going to take a back bend. Take your hands to your low back, squeeze your butt, push your hips forward, and then lean back a little bit. So imagine your shoulders are touching. You don't want to wrench too far forward, just enough to support your low back. Squeeze your glutes, lift your chest, and then bend your knees and fold all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step your right leg back. Drop the back knee down. Untuck your back toe, and then just stay here and rock forward and back. So this might be enough for you. If you're like, oh my goodness, this is enough, then stay. And if you're like, oh my goodness, I want to know what's down this rabbit hole, lift your back knee off the mat. Remember, the back toe is untucked. This is Chandrasana, low lunge. You're going to get a lot of stretch in your right hip flexor, and then you're going to get some stretch in your left groin. Hold here for 3, 2, 1, drop the back knee, tuck the back toe, lift the knee, and then step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Step your left leg back, drop the back knee, untuck the toe. Remember, and you can just stay here if you want. And if you want to take it a little further, with that untucked toe, lift the knee, Chandrasana, low lunge. You're going to feel the length in your left hip flexor. 3, 2, 1. My 5K runners, you're going to love that one. Tuck the back toe, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to plank, or you can hop, depending on what you want today. Remember, a little strength here, push the mat away, rounding the spine. If you need to come down to your knees, that's fine, but maybe just a little longer here for 5. Squeeze your butt, engage your core, press your fingertips into the mat. 3, 2, wide child's pose, knees down, push back. So hips, low back, roll forward into your belly. So you're laying down onto the belly, widen your fingertips, bring your toes together, push the tops of the feet down, lift the kneecaps, and then start to come up to your low cobra. So remember, the hands are not doing much. It's actually just the legs and the low back, lower back down. 2 more, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Again, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Plant your hands, push back to child's pose again. Roll forward into plank. Let's take 1 push-up, knees down or up, lower, and lift. Drop your knees, go through up dog, look up, and push back to down dog. Take a full breath in, full breath out. So we're gonna kind of move a little bit faster. It's not gonna totally kill you or anything like that. It's just a little bit like a dance. So look forward, step or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Left hand comes down, right hand comes up, twist, and bind, right arm around the back. Right hand comes down, left hand comes up, twist, and bind, left hand around the back. Both hands down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise to stand, mountain, full inhale as you stand. Let's take a side bend to the right, hips to the left. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, other side. Inhale, lift back up. Take a back bend, hips forward. Inhale, lift. Swan dive, forward fold, all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, left foot steps back, low lunge, drop the back knee, untuck the toe. You can stay with the knee down or lift the knee up for a little extra challenge. Full breath in, drop the knee, step forward, forward fold. Right foot steps back, low lunge, drop the back knee, untuck the toe, keep the knee down or lift the knee. Inhale. Full exhale. Drop the knees, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Hop or step back to plank. Hold your plank. Full breath in. Drop the knees, wide child's pose, press back. Roll forward to your belly. 3 Cobra Rolls. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up, spinal strengthening here. Exhale, lower. One more, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Awesome, push back to child's pose. Roll forward into plank onto your knees or toes, 1 push up. Roll through your up dog so knees can come down. Lift, and come all the way back to down dog. Awesome job. Let's do that whole thing one more time. Bend your knees, look forward, hop or step to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Body's feeling warmer, left hand down, right hand comes up, twist and bind. Right hand comes down, left hand comes up, twist and bind. Left hand comes down, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Rise to stand, mountain all the way up. Side bend to the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, lift. Back bend to the top. Inhale, lift, find your breath. Forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your left leg back, low lunge, drop the back knee, untuck the toe, try and lift the knee. 1 breath in, exhale, lower down, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, right foot steps back, low lunge, untuck the toe, try and lift the back knee off the mat. Drop the knee, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, hop or step back to plank. Hold your plank, 1 breath in. Knees down, wide child's pose, press back. Roll forward all the way to your belly. 3 Cobra Rolls. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Remember, engage your legs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Down. Plant your hands. Push all the way up to plank. Take 1 push up. Find up dog. And push all the way back to down dog. So good, you guys. Let's start to add on from here. Bend your knees, look forward, walk, step, or hop to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Rise to stand. This time, pull your left knee in, find balance. So left knee comes in. Balance is not always the easiest thing in our practice, but it keeps you very present and aware of where you're at, because the moment you start to think about something else is when you start to fall. So if you're already starting to fall, look at something on the ground and try and focus on your breath. For 5, you can keep your hands to your hips or wherever you'd like. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to take figure 4. Keep your hands on your hips. Bend your right knee. Take your left leg on top of your right, so stack. And when I say to keep your hands on your hips, make sure that your left hip and right hip are level. And then engage your core, sit a little bit lower, shoulders down the back. Flex your left foot. Drive your right big toe down into the ground. And then look at the ground if you're already starting to feel like you're falling. And for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left knee comes all the way up and in. Take your left leg back behind you for airplane. So if you're like, airplane, what is that? Follow me. Left leg back, body forward. You can reach your arms back if you want. Shoulders touch behind you. Try and tilt your left hip down, but lift your left heel. And then try and keep a flat back. Engage your core here for 4, 3, so good. 2, and 1. Forward fold with a standing split leg. So left leg high, you're folding over your right leg. Drop your head. I know you probably want to crane your neck right now because you're like, where am I going? Well, you're staying down. You want to keep your head underneath your heart. It's like an inversion. You get a lot of benefit from being here. Now, if this is too much for your right leg, bend your right knee a little bit. Give yourself some support. Otherwise, you're getting that hamstring stretch. Full breath in. Step your left leg all the way back to that low lunge. Again, drop the back knee and tuck the toe, lift the knee. And again, if the untucked toe and knee lift is too much for you, keep the back knee down. Hands on top of the thigh if you're feeling a little bit stronger. Here for 3, 2, and 1. Drop the back knee. We're going to take a half split, straighten your right leg. Flex the right toes. Whoo! You can already feel a little bit of that work from the standing split leg. 3, 2, 1. Rebend your front knee, tuck the back toe, lift the knee. We're going to take a twist. Left hand down, right hand comes up. Hold right here, look past your shoulder. And then take your right hand all the way around the back and keep looking up. Here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Look forward, step both feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rise to stand. This time, right knee comes in. Find balance. And then you can keep your hands on your hips or wherever you want. Shoulders down the back, engage your core. And what I really challenge you to do is stay aware of your breath. Like, is your breath short, long? Have you not even realized if you were breathing? So part of the work right here. Deep breaths for 4, 3, 2. Let's take figure 4. Right leg over left, bend your left knee. And then keep your hands at your hips so you can engage your core. Another part of breathing is, can you focus on that inhale and exhale through the nose a little bit more deeper into the belly and not just a big ballooning out. You want to imagine you're using that diaphragm, your core muscles to breathe. Now come all the way back up, right knee in, right leg comes all the way back for that airplane. Arms reach back behind you. Okay, so hip down, heel lifted and leaning forward. Nice, you guys, that looks great. Here for 4. Heel higher, body lower. 3, shoulders down the back. 2, and 1. Standing split, bring your hands all the way down. And then again, if you need to, bend your left knee a little bit. The right leg is high, the head is dropping down toward the shin. So rather than craning your neck and looking up, I want you to look at your shin. Chin to chest, deep breaths here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step your right leg all the way back. Drop the back knee, untuck the toe, lift the knee, Chandrasana lunge. And if you want a little bit more challenge, hands on top of the thigh, chest is tall, shoulders touch behind you. Here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your back knee. Let's take a half split, straighten your left leg, drop your head down toward the shin. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Rebend your left knee, tuck the back toe, lift the knee. Let's take a twist. Left arm reaches all the way up. Feel into your body. Left hand all the way around the back, half bind. You might feel like, oh man, outside of my hip is pretty tight. That's not a bad thing. You're just building awareness around how your body feels. There's no bad or good. Sometimes it's actually just, it's there. It is as it is. But the more that you move and the more that you breathe, the better you might feel. Look forward, step both feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step or hop back to plank. Hold your plank. Again, getting a little stronger. Knees down, push back, wide child's pose, hips. Roll forward all the way onto your belly. This time we're going to move on to Locus Pose. So the feet are going to lift, the arms reach back. And now the arms, the chest, the core, you're going to try and lift up a little bit higher. Full breath in, exhale, lower down. Again, spinal strengthening, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Awesome. Plant your hands, push up to plank. Knees down or up, 1 push up. Come 2 inches forward, lower down through your up dog. And push all the way back to down dog. Doing great. Let's start to build on top of that. Inhale your right leg high, bend your knees, stack your hip, open up. Take 3 hip circles in one direction. 3, 2, 1, and 3 in the other. 3, 2, 1. Open up your hip, heel towards your butt for 4, 3, 2, 1. Step to the outside of your right hand and then drop your back knee. So this is just a little bit of a wider stance. Now, a couple options. As you tuck the back toe, you can lift the knee and just kind of rock forward and back. If you're like, man, I am feeling so good right now, I want to go a little deeper. Forearms come down to the ground. You can do that same motion forward and back. You're creating a little lubrication in the joints, getting into your right groin and your left hip flexor here. It's going to relieve the tension if you have any in the low back as well. 3, 2, and 1. If you're down on your forearms, let's come back to the hands. Maybe that was just me. Drop the back knee. Let's try this out. We're gonna try and grab for the left foot. Reach your right hand all the way up and around like you're taking a twist, and then bend your left knee and grab for the foot. Now, if you're like, that is not gonna happen today, just take your right hand to your right hip. Otherwise, grabbing for the foot, looking past the shoulder. Flex your right toes, turn your body toward the right. For 4, keep turning and twisting. 3, opening up through that right shoulder. 2, and 1, go ahead and release. Let's take a wide half split. Straighten your right leg, push your chest back, bring your chin to your chest, flex your right toes. And then we're gonna take a little turn with the right toes to the right, just a little bit, so you can get into the IT band. Juicy, I know. Here for 4, 3, keep drawing your right heel to the mat, pushing your toes to the right. And then rebend your front knee. Let's tuck the back toe, lift the knee. This one's gonna get really juicy. Step wide to frog squat. You can follow me here. So you're just stepping wide, not narrow, almost about mat width distance, if not more. And if this is already too much for you, set a pillow or a block underneath your hips. And then I want you to press your hands together, push your elbows into your inner thighs, and stand up a little taller with your upper body. Here for 4. This one's for hips right there. 3, 2, 1. Lower down to your butts. Heels down, boat pose, a little core work here. So the strongest low back and upper back and mid back that you can have is all based on how strong your core is. So shoulders down the back, little core work here, inner thighs together. You can grab to behind the thighs. You can just stay like this. If you want a little bit more challenge, you're straightening the legs, lift your arms above your head, core engaged and active. Use your breath here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels back down. Let's come to low boat pose. So you're lowering almost to your back, but then your shoulders are lifted. Now lengthen your legs and try and lift them off the ground. If that's too much for you, bend the knees and you can be here in a modified low boat. Legs long, otherwise keep your low back squeezing down to the ground. Here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come back in. Hands to ears, left leg long, right knee in, left elbow, right knee. And then switch, exhale. Inhale through center, exhale, switch, and switch. So you can move a little faster if you want. You're like, man, you know what? I want a little extra. Go a little faster. If you want to focus just on the strength factor and the awareness of your body, just go a little bit slower and try and tap your elbow to your knee. But don't really just bring your knee to your elbow. It's kind of cheating you out of the upper core work there. 3, 2, and 1. Let's come back to center. Rock and roll forward and back. You're going to try and come all the way to stand. So it's going to take a little momentum. Stand all the way up. Sometimes it's not as easy as it looks. Rise to stand. Back bend on the top. Inhale, lift up. We're going to sit into chair. Bend your knees, slide your arms back. Shoulders touch behind you. Now I want you to add a little bit of a posterior tilt. So you're going to send your hips forward and think about flattening your back. Sit a little bit lower, reach your arms up. For 4, 3, 2, on 1, rise to stand. Left knee comes in right back into your balance. This time straighten your left leg, arms above your head. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your left knee, figure 4. So you've done this before. You remember, your mind and your body are like, okay, I've been here, I got this. Hips level here for 4, shoulders down the back, feeling that confidence. 3, 2, and 1. Left knee comes up in an airplane, leg back. Remember, you've done this before, you've got it. Leg back, arms back. You're doing something really good for your mind right now. Staying present, staying focused. 3, 2, standing split. Hands come all the way down, let your head drop. So we're going to start to build on this practice. You're going to step your left leg back and then drop the heel down at a 45-degree angle. We'll come into warrior 2 from here. So right foot is forward. You might have to like remaneuver. And you can kind of follow my blueprint here. So right knee is stacked over the right ankle, just like a lunge. And then your left leg is kind of straight all the way back, hopefully not sliding, at a 45-degree angle with the foot. So you don't want the back foot to be out. You actually want it to be turned in slightly. So you're getting into the hips here. Bend your knee and then extend your arms long. So instead of to the side, you want to think about right arm is like basically right over the right thigh, and then left arm is exactly at that same horizontal line. Shoulders down the back, core engaged here for 4. Drive the back heel down to straighten the back leg. 3, 2, 1. Keep the legs reverse your wear. So left hand comes to left thigh, right arm reaches up. Don't, but like actually resist the urge to straighten your right leg. Bend your right knee more. 4. Breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Side angle. You guys look fantastic. Right arm on top of right thigh, and then left arm reaches all the way forward if it feels okay. Otherwise, you can reach it above your head, but think about drawing a line of energy from your heel all the way through your body and then all the way to the left hand. Look up here for 4. Core engaged and active. 3, 2, and 1. Hands all the way to the ground. Let's step back to plank. Pause here. Full breath in. Lower your knees down and send it all the way back to child's pose. Roll forward all the way to the top, lower down to your bellies. 3 locust lifts. Lift your feet, lift your arms, and come back down. Again, come back up and come back down. One more time, come back up and lower down. Plant your hands, push up to plank, take 1 push up, roll through your up dog. Push all the way back to your down dog. Whew. Right side is done. Now let's work on that left side. Inhale your left leg high, bend your knee, stack your hip. Let's take 3 hip circles in each direction. 3, 2, 1. Switch direction. 3, 2, 1. Keep opening up your hip. And then let's go ahead and step to the outside of the left hand, low runner's lunge. Drop the back knee, and then work the left leg out a little further if that helps you, and then lift the back knee. So remember, we're just rocking forward and back. If you want more challenge, your forearms are coming down, and you're still just doing that same motion. And if you're looking at me, you're like, that's never going to happen. Hey, look, I've been doing this every day just to get here. And it's still hard for me. And that's different for everybody, right? We're all built different. So it's not about trying to emulate somebody else's pose. It's figuring out what's right for you today. Deep breaths. And drop the back knee. Hands flat. So we're going to take the left hand all the way up and over toward the left, and then almost to your low back, or bend the back knee and grab to the foot, and externally rotate your left shoulder as you turn back toward your left shoulder. Now, if you want a little more, roll to the knife edge of your left foot. It's going to give you a groin stretch, IT band a little bit, and definitely that right hip flexor. For 4. You want to release your low back? This is a great one for you. Do this one like at least on the regular, especially if you sit all day. Release that. Hands down, let's take a half split sit back. Flex your left toes, drop your head, and then turn the toes to the left. So you're gonna get into the IT band again. So think about drawing the heel into the ground and then pushing down and back with the left hip. And then remember, turning to the left just slightly, chin to chest. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job, you guys. You're gonna rebend the left knee, tuck the back toe, lift the knee, and step into frog squat. Okay, remember, you gotta be more than a mat with distance apart, heels in, toes out for this one. And then hands to your heart space, elbows to the inner thighs. And again, some people are just built different. Like your hips are put into their sockets different. No matter if you're a woman or a man, everybody just has a different rotation. So maybe this is impossible for you. Maybe you're like, this is easy peasy lemon squeezy. Either way, can you focus on your breath and not focus on just, wow, I'm not really that good at yoga. Remember, you're present, you're doing yoga right now, you're doing a great job. Sit your butts down. Core work, round 2. It's the final round of core work, by the way. So heels can lift up or heels can stay down. Grab from behind the thighs. Challenge yourself a little bit. Shoulders down the back. Straighten your legs. Just see what happens. If you have to eventually bend them, that's okay. Arms above your head if you can. Here for 5. Doing great. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Low boat pose. All right. So from here, if it's too much, remember you're bending the knees. If not, you're going to take it a little further with me. Go ahead and pull the knees in, lift your butt off the ground, slide your hands under your butt, palms facing down, and then slide the legs forward again. Lift your head, neck, and chest. Legs 2 inches up and 2 inches down. Again, 2 inches up, 2 inches down. Think about drawing your low back into the ground. This is lower abdominal work right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, feel that shake, and 1, 2 inches from the ground, hold for 4, 3, 2, woo, and 1. Knees come in. Rock and roll forward and back until you come to stand. Remember this one from before? Maybe this time gets a little bit better. I see you guys working hard. Okay, come into chair, sit low, flex your feet. And then again, add that little bit of a pelvic tilt. So hips in, back is flat, arms come above your head. Here for 4, 3, 2, on 1, right knee comes up and in. All right, from here, straighten your right leg. You've been here before. Focus on your breath, focus on your balance. Here for 5. You've got it, you guys. 4, 3, 2, figure 4 on 1, right leg over left, hands to hips, sit low. Flex your right foot, keep your hips level, engage your core, shoulders down the back. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right knee comes up and in. Take the leg all the way back behind you for airplane. You've got this. Remember, body and hip and heel level. So if your right hip wants to pop out, you're going to drive it down, lift your heel a little higher. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Standing split, hands come down. Chin towards your shin. Yes, relax a little bit, chill, you're fine. Got this. Now let's step the right leg all the way back and then turn the heel down so it's at about 45 degrees. And then let's rise up into warrior 2. So same blueprint, just the other side. Might feel a little different. Left knee stacks over left ankle, and then right leg straight and strong behind you. And I want you to flex your right quad. Extend your arms long, shoulders down the back. You can look right and left, make sure that they're same line. Shoulders touch behind you, driving the back heel down. Here for 4, 3, 2, present, and reverse warrior. Keep your legs the same, right hand to right thigh, left arm reaches up to the sky. Here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Side angle pose, left arm on top of left thigh. Right arm reaches all the way forward. So make one line of energy from the right foot all the way to the hip, to the shoulder, and then extending that right arm. Now, instead of sinking down, can you push away and find a longer line? That looks great. Yes, we're here for 4. Engage your core. 3, 2, 1. Hands come down for low lunge. Step your left leg back. Whew. Pause in your plank, holding here, a little plank challenge. Here for 10. Push, push, push. 9, 8, 7. You got this. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Knees down, wide child's pose. Solid effort. Roll forward into belly forward. Okay, so locus, but with a bind this time. Interlace the hands at your low back. Lift your head, neck, and chest. Let the feet and shoulders touch behind you. Here for 5, 4. Lifting. 3, 2, and 1. Let's come back up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Squeeze, lift, lift, lift. 4, 3, 2, and lower down. Plant your hands, press up to plank. This is your last push up today. Push up. Roll through your up dog. And all the way back to down dog. All right. So these are our last set of exercises. Take your right leg high. Bend the knee, stack the hip. It's coming to wild thing. Roll to the knife edge of your left foot, drop down to your right toes. Your left leg stays straight. And then you're lifting your hips all the way up and opening toward the sky. It's like a little back bend. Take your right arm up toward the sky or back behind you, whatever feels natural. And then let's come all the way back into that 3-legged dog. So you're going to have to return where you came from, right leg high, and then come into half pigeon, right shin all the way forward. Okay, this one's tough. There's a couple ways you can get into this. You can bring in the right shin kind of parallel to the front of the mat. That might be really challenging. So you're maybe just staying right here, left leg back behind you. Instead of opening your hips to the left, you want to draw your left hip down. And sometimes it helps if you slide a block or a pillow under your right butt cheek, and that'll keep you propped up because you don't want to just be here. You want your hips to be facing forward so they're the same line. Now, if this feels great and you're like, man, just shut up, Morgan. I just want to get in, forearms down to the mat and just lay yourself. This is reclined pigeon. And again, if this is actually physically painful, you're going to come to your back like so. And you're going to take your right leg over your left. This is supine pigeon. So another really great option if you don't want to take reclined pigeon. Okay. So this is just figure 4 on the back or supine pigeon. I'm going to come back into regular pigeon because that is feeling mighty nice for me today. Deep breaths for 4. Remember, right hip back, left hip forward. Thinking about your intention, thinking about why you showed up today, not to beat yourself up, but to just be present with your body, your mind, and your spirit. Having a moment of gratitude that you woke up with all this amazing health and well-being and this great energy in you and around you. Let's take the hands to the mat. Let's return to down dog, however you want to get there. So good, you guys. Take a full breath in. Heels down on the breath out. Amazing. Let's take the left leg high, bend the knee, stack the hip. Let's come into wild thing. Roll to the knife edge of your right foot, drop down to your left toes. Lift the hips. Right leg is straight, left arm lifts. For 4, hips high, big back bend. 3, 2, and 1. Return to that 3-legged dog. Left leg high, inhale. Exhale, bring it forward into half pigeon or reclined pigeon. Same thing. So each side's going to feel different. I can promise you that. Now, right hip forward, left hip back. If you need to, slide a pillow underneath your left hip. Let's bring the forearms down if that feels good. And maybe you're resting. Otherwise, you're coming to your back and taking your left leg over your right. Again, you're just relaxing your body down, right hip forward, left hip back. And think about when you started the practice and then where you are now and how you feel. Maybe energetically, how you feel, physically, definitely very aware. Maybe you feel a little bit more at peace or calm. Right hip forward, left hip back. And let's come all the way back to your last down dog, however you want to get there. In your down dog, bend the knees and exhale, straighten the legs and see how much different you feel than from the first time you did this. Maybe it was completely a lost effort to ever think your heels could get down, but maybe you're a lot closer and you feel a lot stronger here. Bend your knees and lower your knees down to the mat. Let's slide ourselves into a seat. Any easy seat is fine. Lift your arms above your head. Let's take right hand over to the right, left arm up and over. I'm the mirror of you. So go ahead and look up, lengthen your side body. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder. And then you're gonna reach all the way forward and fold over the legs. Reach your arms all the way forward. Inhale, sit back up. Left hand over to the left, right arm reaches up and over. If you want to think about drawing your right hip down, lengthening your side body, we've done lots of stuff for our side body, which is not something you get to do in your regular day. So take some time to feel, wow, that is tight if you don't stretch it, right? Bring your arms all the way forward and fold over the thighs. Come all the way back up to a seat. Sit up tall, palms facing up. Roll your head down and around to the left. 3, 2, 1. Left ear to left shoulder. Take 3 circles to the right. 3, 2, 1. Right ear to right shoulder. Come back to center, chin to chest. Lift your arms above your head, full breath in. Exhale, hands to heart space. Sitting up tall, taking a moment of gratitude for your mind, body, and spirit, for your health, for what you have in this day, allowing yourself, give yourself permission to be present a little bit more often. Into this great energy we share together, hands at third eye center. We bow forward, sealing our practice. Namaste. Namaste, friends. Amazing practice. You did it. See? Yoga's not that bad. You did fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, isn't it interesting how much we are invested mentally into our day-to-day lives that we don't allow ourselves time like this to do something we actually really, really need, like really, really need. I want you to think about also when it comes to things like, and my friends on the board, you could probably echo this, but the more aware you are of your body and how it feels, and you are present, not just running a million miles an hour, you also realize how much stress you put on your body. And a lot of correlation back to cancer is actually just related to stress. So if you're constantly putting yourself in these emotional, mental, and physical spaces of stress and never relaxing or relieving, it's going to be really hard when something does come up, if something comes up, to even recognize that it's there, which is why we're so shocked when we go to the doctor and we find something, because we just aren't with our own bodies, or we're not aware. So I really encourage you to think about this practice of just even mindfulness or meditation or movement or yoga as not needing to be flexible, but just needing to be present. So you did amazing. I'm so impressed, so proud of you. And I have a little announcement. So part of this entire practice of the weekend of wellness with all of our crew, we've been doing raffles. And so one of the raffles is actually a private virtual session with me. And we have a winner today. Shelly, you are the winner. Shelly, last name, not sure, but first name, definitely Shelly, and we have one in here. So Shelly, awesome job. Also known as Michelle, but it's Shelly today. So you are the winner of one free virtual session with me. I'm so excited. You can redeem that with Nels after this, and he'll send you all the details. Other than that, yeah, I know, I'm so excited to get time with you. Other than that, my friends, thank you for being here, for yourselves first. And then secondly, for this community. And if you want to pass this on to anybody else who you know that needs it, or you want to schedule a session with me, or you want more information, please let the team know. And I would love to yeah, get in touch. Love you much. Any last words from the crew?
That was
Thanks
just
so much,
wonderful.
Morgan.
Of course. So happy to get to be here again for the second year, and more to come.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Morgan. It was great. That was awesome.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Happy
Run that-
Saturday.
Run or walk that 5K, everybody.
Woo! Get that 5K. Let's go, team.
All
All right.
Have a great Saturday.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.